How you guys doing? I'm doing fantastic. I got a wagon now. Alright, fuck off. I'm trying to do my sessions.
Can I help you?
So we just came back from Mexico City. It's been the biggest tournament by far in the Gears Pro circuit. And the reason for that is because Gears of War, the fans in Mexico are absolutely ridiculous. They love the game and have passion for it like no other.
This is probably the biggest event that Gears of War has ever had. And I feel like if it was up to me, I would definitely have every single event in Mexico City, maybe one in like Vegas. I feel like if we have more events there, like more people are gonna be drawn into coming just every event.
If we added up all of the crowds from like all the NA events, it would add up to like half of what Mexico brought. Last season, we saw like a glimpse of it, but we only had one event there. Of course, that's where we got second, our only loss. Honestly, I don't know why there's that many or why there's that big of a difference when it comes to the crowd in NA and Mexico, but I guess like a good comparison would be like the people in Mexico play Gears of War and look at Gears like people here look at Call of Duty. Like that would probably be like the best comparison I have. The reason for that, I'm not really sure why, but I like it.
I wish I would have been able to go to Mexico. One, I had an amazing time last time we were there. I saw the true spirit of what Gears of War was. I saw the potential of what Gears of War could be once it gets to a level here in America to the same passion that they had in Mexico. And then to see the event unfold as it did this last time and see the amount of people that showed up to this event was just incredible to me.
Well, 6-1, Optic Gaming. Match point. Series point as well for an undefeated day here in pool play, which is what you expect. And yeah, we get the chainsaw round. I love it. I absolutely love it. They said they were going to go for 3 plays. No, they're not about to win a round with chainsaws only. Have some respect, dear God. These people have families.
On Friday, we played pool play, and honestly, it was a breeze. I don't think we lost more than 5 rounds. So we got first seed in our pool, obviously, and we ended up playing Fable, which is like a European team. We actually weren't expecting to play them. Like we were expecting to play another team, and then here comes Fable walking up. We're like, huh. We 14-0'd them last event. So like going into that match, they had two different players. They had Marsh and Crimsons. To be honest with you, we kind of underestimated them, and you could see it in the map. The first map, we lost, I believe it was 7-2 or 7-3. They got the ball rolling and just went through it the entire map. Second map, we ended up winning 7-0. Mental was going absolutely off that map. I think he had like 35 or something like that. We went to tiebreaker, which was also a back and forth map. We traded rounds back and forth until I think we went 4-4 or even 5-4 in their favor, and we ended up closing out the map.
Thanks, guys.
Got energy for my pregame, right? Lava. I think I see wants to do. Pregame? No, we're doing it pregame. Lava was calling out mental. We're doing out.
Oh, you
got it?
I see it. Way better. I see it. If anything, I'll do the gold one.
Check that. You think they're going to pick Harvard? I mean, I think they will too, but what do we want for tiebreaker then?
Like counter what they're doing. That's why I don't care about Harvard.
What do we want for tiebreaker then? Like dam reclaimed lift?
No, they're banning
lift?
They ban lift.
Yeah.
So then I'm gonna.
Do you think they'll ban lift? Maybe lift tiebreaker.
I think we leave the lift open and we make them pick between the dam and lift.
Okay.
That's what I want for you.
Hey, Luke, Resnick, we gotta start talking shit.
Take a piss, bro.
There's no way you had to piss again.
I do.
There's no way.
I drink so much water. How does it feel to go?
What's wrong with your bladder?
Everybody's booing them. You know why they're booing them? Because in the interview, Shock said running is basura. Can't do that. You can't call.
We'll have a whole country behind us.
Over here.
So guys, Alex, Kenny, Icy, me. Behind Summons. And sneak off. And run.
I got sneak
He's
off.
gonna run to the bathroom.
I'm not running.
I'm going Billy.
Been dead for 2 years.
Optic playing the heels here in the dead zone. Mental's getting really aggressive, looking to take out Jerpy's spine. Rezik not able to help. Summons with the reinforcements. Rezik, he needs to look for the double. He's gonna get taken down there by Summons now. Optic Gaming still with a 2-hill advantage and about a 70-point lead.
And the lead is getting completely out of control. Kenny lets him know about it. Shark drops, trip cap once again coming through. Jerpy off spawn, has to fight Kenny. E-Hill being capped, is it gonna be broken? No, it's not. Optic Gaming are going to the
Kenny said, talk that shit now. Talk it.
So in round 2, we ended up playing United, the team that beat us in the last event, they beat us, but you know, we won. We beat them pretty badly. The overall score was 2-0, and we only lost like 3 rounds to them, I believe. And then we ended up playing Ghost Gaming in winners finals to kick off Championship Sunday.
So in the winners finals, we ended up playing Ghost Gaming, which is probably the crowd favorite. If you were there, you definitely know that the crowd went for them.
We knew they would be crowd favorites, but honestly, I was surprised that they were that big of crowd favorites, because the people in Mexico, like, they love Summons. He's like literally a celebrity, but they also love Identives. I believe he's the only player to move. He originally he's from Mexico. He used to play for Splice, but he moved over to California and lives at the Ghost House. He was a powerhouse player, and I mean, it pretty much showed. The entire crowd was behind Ghost the entire time.
As it's beat, Optic Gaming the turn of pace.
That's it.
Now the trip tap going into their favor. Is anyone gonna make the hill? I don't think they will. He's gonna be capped. Rushes. Touches A. He touches it, but it doesn't matter.
Breaks ice, sleepy trades off. And here comes Explosive looking for another one. He gets it down. He's gonna need some help. And you're gonna see Mental get the kill on Rushes and Ribs. It's running away. Can he stay alive? And he's gonna fall, and that's a wipe on Ghost Gaming. He makes a miracle.
Better have the Nikes on. They don't. And Optic Gaming will go 1-0 up here in your winners bracket final of the Mexico City Open.
Coming close. Not an eye.
Back pocket. Boom shot picked up. And it's in the hand of Rushes. You gotta be careful with that shot. He don't want to kill his teammate. And now domination coming through. I don't even know. Oh,
someone touches the E-Hill now. Jab Rushes with him. That's Optic Gaming's home hill. F is also being capped. Explosive 1v1. Meets a wild boom. This, of course, map point for Ghost Gaming. Mental's gonna go down as well. No one else from Optic still there. And Ghost Gaming give us a winners bracket final.
So after map 2, after Ghost beat us on Foundation, their entire team was standing up talking trash to our team, and you know, you could just see Icy and Gilbert like a fire lit up in their eyes.
Ghost Gaming, they are making the call-outs. They are rotating, and they are mirroring and dominating Optic Gaming in their own game.
Their whole team got up and celebrated. Obviously, it's a big feat to beat us in a map. The way they celebrated and the way they were like conducting themselves, they acted as if they had won the entire tournament. Not just the map, not the series, the entire tournament. So with that being said, me and Icy saw that and we were like,
And I'm saying, look at the name on the back of this jersey. He's going up. He's letting him know. He's letting him know. Explosive, you don't talk crap to him. Oh boy. We in for a hell of a map 3, boys. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, when Ice got up with his phone blades, by the way, he called Rush's Twitter fingers.
I want to not. If Ashes would have started saying something, I would have been hyped. Oh man, I would have been so hyped.
This crowd in Mexico is absolutely.
If Ashes was hitting that trash talk. Oh man,
Ashes too cool, calm, and collected.
I have a question though. He's just laying back there smiling. What's he
It shows he had the best 5 players in the game in front of him.
Is Explosive's a player that you want to piss off?
Hell no.
But Explosive, he dances in fire, and he gets one, stays alive. Mental gets one of his own. Needs help. He has to reload. Meat shield in hand. Blocks it off. Icy comes through. Takes out Rushies. Oh, outplayed.
Icy with the drop shot. Outplayed. And Kenny stands up and says, I'm just smarter than you. I am just smarter than you.
New reinforcements coming. Quick revive. Ribs not able to clean up the kill, and he's going to be trapped in a 1v3. In which Icy gets a big double, and Ribs is next on his hit list.
Oh my goodness gracious.
There he goes.
Optic Gaming have shifted into the next gear. They are in hyperdrive, if you will, looking absolutely unbelievable here in map 3 of the winners bracket final. About to go up 6-2. And Ghost, well, you said it would be poetic if it was a 6-3 comeback. Well, it'd be historic if it was a 6-2 comeback. Right in front of him, 2 players. Icy holding his shot.
Oh, don't do it to him, Icy.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And a cleanup comes in from Explosive.
Trip
Boom
cap
shot in hand.
DC
Nobody's
cap.
there. Oh, Rushies gives him a breath of life. But
1v1. Oh! Ribs goes down. It's Explosive that finds the kill, and Explosive stands up, turns around, and shows him his jersey. Optic Gaming booked their ticket into yet another grand final on the Gears Pro Circuit.
Optic with an impressive win once again. Mental had the most kills in the game, but in terms of playmaking ability, how big was Kenny and Icy?
Even Billy, even though he wasn't standing up and talking trash, like we were just really mad that they won that map, and like it was just crazy because you don't really see Billy talking trash, but like when he's mad, like you could just hear it in his voice, and I was like right next to him, and I could just see on his like face that he was like really mad, and that carried on over to the next map, and we ended up winning it pretty easily.
So going into Championship Sunday, Fable had knocked out Echo Fox, which is obviously our rival, which they've been for the past 2 years. Every event we go to, I expect to play them in the grand finals, but as we were walking into the venue, Fable was 6-6 tiebreaker against Echo Fox, and Fable came out on top on that one. So honestly, my teammates and I all believe that like we probably would have ended up playing United, because after we had beat them, the Ghost players looked tilted. They were like screaming at each other, literally. Yeah, they 2-0'd United, and we ended up playing Ghost in the finals.
To lose. It's gonna be fun.
I'm a multitasker.
Last man.
Band. Lift. Easy reads.
How you doing?
Thank you.
That's a weird moment to see Rushies in the same picture as an Optic member.
Right. It's a picture for winners. Grand finals.
You know what you should do when I'm talking to him, right when I turn to you, put on the subject. Yes. I might give you one question in English, being like, you know, you guys are the returning champs. I know you guys want this super bad, blah blah blah, and then I'm gonna say, no, I'm gonna say, so what do you think about this team? And then I'll give you the entry line.
You're like bad Icy, bro. Oh my god. You know,
dude, no, this is exactly what
you know, Bad Fallen, bro. He puts.
No one's been wanting to talk shit. Everyone's like, I love you guys. You know, everyone respects everybody. I'm like, no, fuck this. This is
It's harder for them to want to try.
You don't want to.
All these people hate me anyway. It's the difference. Might as well be hated.
You're doing this for the green wall. There you go.
I took a selfie on stage.
want to break all your This is part of talent right here. You see this?
Yep, I'm talented.
He's part of talent and he has a ghost shirt on.
Yep, and I casted your match when you guys lost at Dallas, so I was completely biased there too.
There you go. Rig.
Ghost Gaming has reigning champions of Peers Award. Optic Gaming against Ghost Gaming Waldo. What are we going to see here today?
We're going to see a war. And honestly, this is the only, everyone needs to understand, this is the only event that Optic has never won.
His identity's going to be able to break the hill. He touches it, but really got to find any kills. No, he won't. Optic Gaming there's the kill. And also, more importantly, he got to submission to a couple of smokes, trying to get some quick picks early on. So is that going to be the same thing here? Icy's going to be just to his left-hand side. Icy shuts down Rushies, and Icy somehow still alive here. Identity needs to be careful. Icy adds Identity to the death list so far. You know, we see a lot of people put themselves in chunk range in situations in which they don't need to. But Explosives and Kitty, they pick up 3 kills together, and now on top of Ghost Gaming's own kill. 3 players
5 down.
That's a wipe. That's a team wipe. Yep, but Rushies off spawn. Should be able to get to his home. Breaks. Well,
he told his teammate back up a little bit. Back up, there you go.
And that is a very, very convincing map 1 from Optic Gaming. The one event they failed to win in Season 1 was Mexico City. They are now 1 map away from adding that final jewel into their crown. Winner of this round, if it's Optic Gaming, they take home your championship. If it's Ghost, force to game 3.
So the last round, we ended up just running the basic strat, which it was me and Billy go down middle ramp, and then Kenny, Icy, and Gilbert ended up going through cave. At the end, it came down to be a 2v1 me and Explosive versus Identivs in the open area, and we ended up just crossing them down really easily. And so once they were all dead, I told Gilbert to go to their home with boom shot, and I'm running to E to cap the hill. As he's there capping the hill, he's telling me like, oh, you should have came to the hill with me. You know, they're all gonna fly at me on their home. So in my head, I'm like, they're probably not gonna do that. Like, he has a boom shot. They'll probably try to run an E. I ended up planning an instant grenade that nobody on my team knew. I got a call out from Gilbert saying they were running to E, and at that point, I already knew we won the round.
This is basically for the game right here. He wins it. Will he break the hill in time? Oh, he planted it. Oh my God! He planted it. Oh my God!
He planted a need.
And Optic Gaming, the kings of Gears of War, get the 1 jewel in their crown they failed to get in Season 1. That's redemption for the Green Wall as they stay undefeated in Season 2. Optic Gaming,
200 IQ.
your Mexico City champs, thanks to an unbelievably smart play.
The beauty about our Gears of War team is that there's such young esports athletes that they just strive to be better. Anything that isn't winning is just a side effect of what it is that they do. It's just a bonus of what it is that they do on a daily basis. So for me to have them as part of the Optic family really touches down on the roots that we've created from the beginning, and I think it's important that we have these sort of up-and-coming team in esports that really show the power that Optic has in helping community grows. Because from the beginning, Optic has been about growing communities. Optic has always been about taking care of the people that took care of Optic as it grew. So for me, having them around and getting to say, you know what, we have the best team in this esport, and giving us the green wall like championships every single time they compete is like, it's like a super bonus that we appreciate them for. It's really cool. So yeah, I wish I would have been there in person to watch them win like their 15-9th. Yeah, I said 15-9th. So 159th championship trophy.
It felt like a dream. I've always wanted to win in Mexico. Obviously last year that was the only event we lost, and I'm just really glad we came out with the W, and just really glad we won there.
Optic Gaming has lost their entire roster. They've lost Alu, Magisk, Mixwell, HS, and Freiburg. And instead, they've recruited a new semi-EU lineup. They've added Stanislaw, obviously old school Optic player, in as much as he can be old school.
Jordy and still a European team, but the road that Optic has taken these past 2 years is insane to see, and always trust the process. We're going to see what happens, guys, in upcoming ESL Pro League season. I have some doubts, of course, of their fifth member Gade. He has yet to prove himself, probably in top tier CSGO. I think that's probably most people's worries. Alongside that, though,
My initial reaction was I saw the move. I was like, holy shit, didn't see that coming. Then I go check like Reddit and stuff, obviously, and like everyone's like, oh my god, this team's gonna suck. Optic, what the f you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And my initial reaction was, actually, this team might be all right. Like, and the reason why I say that is you have Stanislaw, who's an in-game leader that favors a looser system.
This business is super, super tough sometimes, especially when you become attached to a player the way that I became attached to with Oscar. You know, he literally came at a point where you know, everything that we were doing in Counter-Strike was sort of in a teetering balance towards the bad side. And when he came in and replaced Shazam, you know, we kind of got this breath of fresh air with Oscar, and the relationship that I built with him, you know, being with him on a daily basis, I was taking him to the dentist, taking him to go get food, taking him to go get his accounts, taking him to do his taxes, you know, literally being an older brother to him and helping him, you know, get to where he needs to get to, and then get his business in order was a true pleasure, because, you know, not often in this industry do you come across a player the way that, you know, a player like Oscar, and his departure, you know, hit me hard a little bit, because, you know, I invested so much time into him, and all the plans that we had together, you know, kind of went up in smoke a little bit because of timing, and timing was the ultimate factor in this particular case, because if it was up to me, Oscar would have, you know, continued to been in the family for forever. I consider him not only a friend, but one of the hardest working esports athletes that I've ever worked for. The humblest dude. He knows where he came from. He knows the position that he was in. He understands the difference between not having something and having something. And to be honest, like he's an Optic Hall of Famer, like 100%. He is, you know, I think he offered Optic as much as somebody like Nature, somebody like Big Time, or somebody like Rambo, somebody like Merc. You know, to me he's that sort of a caliber player, and I may be saying that just because I was, you know, that good of friends with him, but I also believe that, you know, his competitive nature and his ability to be a true professional and bringing us a championship as he did with E-League Season 2, I think that really, you know, that really solidified his place in the Hall of Fame of Optic, in my opinion. Yeah, I miss him dearly. I miss the fact that he's not going to be wearing green anymore, and I hope that the next organization that picks him up understands that they're picking up a world-class talent and individual, more than anything. That human deserves the best in the world, and I give you fair warning. You better treat my man's good, because if not, I'm coming for that ass. Period.
We still on that rock, right? Yeah, you did. You ran up and killed two.
Fucking shit, as you with the pistol round, you think that bump on T-side?
Dude,
oh my god.
Oh my god.
My
That just helps very good, actually.
What?
The rounds we lost T-side was the pistol, the first three. And the eco, and like one other dumb round was the gun round, or...
We lost an eco on A, like
Yeah.
the CT one, and then the T1 where we all went B. And then you mollied me in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
I was setting up my molly, and he mollies me in the corner.
Yeah.
And they had a CC first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, that was a stupid call by me anyway.
I think they were stacked anyways.
We didn't let Renee. We didn't
mid,
let
right?
Renee take mid. Like you said, Renee throw your long smoke. He never threw it.
No, I wanted to smoke long, but we were still gonna go B. I didn't want him to take mid.
Oh, okay.
But I
He
didn't want him
throw
to
the
backstep
smoke.
anyway, just whatever.
He didn't make any presence at all. He just sat there.
Yeah.
I mean, he could throw his nades and come back too.
Yeah, I think he should. I don't know why
Did
he
he
threw
throw
his long smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Nice. Did anyone bring their key card to get back? It's definitely like completely different infrastructure. You know, you've got someone that's handling every single aspect of, you know, that you need to cover as like a player, and it's also different in the way that, like, you know, last time I was on Optic, like I was living at home and just practicing online, but now like I never went to the house back then, but now I've like fully committed. I've moved down to Frisco with everyone in the team, and we're, you know, practicing in a room together. It's definitely like a different environment.
None of us really knew what to expect coming into this. We never played with each other before. We never even like spoken to each other in depth or anything like that. But I think after, it's been about 2 weeks now, or maybe 3 weeks, but I think I couldn't be happier with the team that we have. I think everyone has their own like unique role, and everyone we have so many different personalities. Like
this guy's crazy, Conflict's crazy, and then me and Renee are like more on the chill side, and then you have the ladies man Nick and all that stuff. Like we just have a whole bunch of different players, different kind of personalities in the players, and I think we're just meshing well and getting along great. And you can't forget Chet, who's a funny guy. Oh, yeah, Chet, my bad. Forgot.
You wanna go out behind door? Up.
He's inside.
Nice job.
Fuck that team speak though.
Dude, that was so annoying.
Nice.
Gentle.
Better room.
Not American. Google it, like, yeah, just try
We
it.
actually have a super cold room on the downstairs level.
It's super cold.
Super cold.
If we close the door,
there's windows on one side though, it doesn't work.
Which one?
The conference room.
That's not cool. It's not ours.
Oh, it's not?
Buy it.
It's not?
It's public. Technically.
We're about to
Go to the side. Has banned you. Generally from this, exactly this fucking side.
Try.
The owner of this website has banned you too.
Bro, I'm banned too. You can't even get on ESPN. What is this?
I'm banned too, bro.
Someone must sit there and refresh the site.
I'm fucking banned.
Bro, this is fucked.
Hey man.
What's up?
What's up?
I can't believe you motherfuckers are standing me up.
What? Whoa! Don't.
Chet literally said, "We don't want to go to Rudy's."
That's crazy. I'm down.
Listen, I'm down.
Let's go.
My man Gade, you shitted today, bud.
Bro, I'm starving now, bro.
You ate too much.
Oh, I ate too late.
No, you ate them up.
Did you eat that like groceries?
Yes, he did.
Very
quickly.
There's 2 of them right now.
Yeah, that's how we do things here.
I like it. Double tag teaming me.
Nice.
It definitely is different because we've been introduced like so many different people that like handle different parts of this now. But like even like the first day, Hex texted me, picked me up from my hotel, took me out to eat. We hung out like, you know, just like in old times. And you know, Hex has been taking all the guys out. We went to a barbecue place last night. He took us to a steakhouse. And so it's got a little bit of both. He's still involved. Like we still see him in the office every day, and he's giving us his support. And you know, like Chaz said, we're going out to dinner with him and stuff. So I think it's still going well.
I think that, you know, the way that we parted ways was a little bit, you know, unfortunate. I was super salty because like I recognized the talent, I recognized like his importance in the game, and I knew that he was like the best in-game leader in North America. So I knew that it was going to be a hard blow for us, and you know it was. I think we were on the cusp of being the best North American team, and I think that, I mean, we were at the time, we were the best North American team, and we were going to be, you know, we were going to continue to gradually get better and better to get on the world stage and maybe win a major. And I think that combination of players, had we had the right mentality, I think that we would have gotten there. But you know, things happen, and I was a little bit sad and mad when he left, because you know I was like, man, we have such a cool opportunity thing going on here. But I understand that Optic wasn't what he was looking for, and I can, you know, glorify Optic and romanticize Optic as much as I can, but you know, it's good to hear that your baby's ugly sometimes, and that's what he said, and I respect him for it. So when we had the opportunity to pick him back up, I said there was no hesitation in my yes. It was legitimately a yes. Yes, he's the best. He's one of the most qualified professionals in the sport right now when it comes to in-game leading. But more importantly, like, let's pick up where we left off and just, like, you know, erase that little segment in our relationship, in our friendship, in our lives, and in our professional relationship. Just move on from there, and then create something good, and then let's legitimately work on what we worked on, and just like make that, you know, let's see the end of where that goes.
We got a lot done in these past few weeks, but obviously it's still only 2 weeks, and there's 7 maps in this game, and it just takes time. That's the simplest answer. So I think going into this week, we kind of expected to have a few stumbling blocks, and I think we showed that today with C9. Like on train, we thought we were pretty well prepared, but you know, playing a top team like C9 kind of exposed our weaknesses again. So we're just gonna go back to the drawing board and try to improve train. But right now, we're just like slowly building a good foundation, finding everyone's like roles, everyone's weaknesses and strengths and all that. So I think, yeah, it's just gonna take a lot of time.
Nick, I swear it looked like that guy was standing in front of the smoke bomb stairs, like top stairs. They're not even like moving their models.
Exactly,
or
right?
anything.
But it didn't lag out, didn't it?
No, I mean, I don't think so.
Like, I just saw YouTube about tickets.
I don't think they were just posted for you to.
Then I peek out, 2 guys are just standing, like looking towards tickets.
Yeah, but it's so just clean and crisp, dude. Just. Those are the best kind of kills.
It's crazy that they kill 3 underpass and still the way.
So I think they assumed that it was a B pinch. Like, you know, like 3 underpass 2 upper B or retake A. I don't know.
You guys killed the first one and then Stewie just killed the one.
Stewie, did he burst us?
Yeah, he burst me and Cajun. One burst. Two people.
Yeah, they pushed their underpass, they killed one and then.
I killed Tarek and then he headshot me, headshot. I mean, what can you say about that? That's just.
So Chet like prefaced that he had like a fine system that he used with the previous roster, like people coming late. As we found needed, we added more stuff to the board. Like I think the first day, me and Config hit our desks, and so we started a fine for if you hit your desk. It's just a good way to keep people in check, people coming on time. It's also kind of like a joke thing, you know? Just tease each other about.
I think Christian's losing the most so far because he's been like late once, slammed the desk a few times.
And fines are doubled during matches, so
yeah, he slammed the desk during a match, so it's double. Normally it's $50, but he slammed it during a match. And I also slammed during a match, but today we made a new rule right before the C9 game. We're like, if we win this game, then we'll just get rid of the fine. So that felt good. I don't have to pay up the $100
for this one. Who is Shalissa?
Oh my god, I can't answer that.
You should have heard me. I was like, they still spawn there.
You got like 15 gunfights in the same spot. I was like, what the fuck?
I even sat there in the fucking back.
I literally 3-pieced them before the hill.
Hiding in the deepest corner of the map.
Couldn't believe it.
I think after NOLA, we weren't really too mad. We usually have like that one event a year that's just really, really bad, and it's typically around the same time every year.
Last year was Anaheim, though.
Was it the second event though?
No.
Like we start to take things more serious. We realize we're not untouchable again, and we just start practicing harder. So after NOLA, I think we were pissed, which is a good thing. I think that sort of fueled our motivation to get on and practice and not place 9th through 12th again. But we knew that the timing was also really good because we had the CWL LAN League coming up, which was 2 weeks of us at LAN playing together, and I've obviously had my internet struggles, so.
We've had like a month now to practice, like on LAN, and it's just so helpful to us as a team to like sit next to each other and go over stuff and actually improve, and it's really nice that we can just play a match and like get in the tournament mindset, play one real quick, come tomorrow, scrim, you know, it's just constantly playing that. It definitely helps us actually figure out how to play.
Right after New Orleans, it was a little bit of a gloomy time for the Call of Duty team. And when I say that, I hope that you guys understand that it's not one of those dire situations where like I was worried that they were gonna break up, or that I was worried because they wanted to break up, or I was worried because, you know, whatever. It's not that. It's just it was gloomy because they were sad. I mean, the formal interview was one of the most open interviews we've ever done on this show, and I think it showed the sort of passion that goes into this thing, and the humanity and the human aspect that goes into all of these sort of tournaments that happen that you often don't get to see.
Having that right after NOLA was sort of a blessing for us because we got to bounce back really, really quickly.
But so far, we looked pretty strong. We're kind of like coming into form. I don't think that we peaked yet. I don't even think that we're close to peaking yet. There's like been moments of like brilliance, like playing against TK in the recent matchup, like the one against our reserve just now. Like that was just, it was just really, really good gameplay from everybody.
Yeah, we played how we were supposed to play all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like the guys just needed a kick in the ass, and I feel like NOLA was that for them. So the transition over towards Pro League, I feel like they finally realized that they need to work harder, they need to put in the hours, and they need that motivation that they were so hungry for, you know, after that tough Atlanta that they had last year that sort of sparked them and kicked them into gear. So leading into this one, I'm feeling a lot more positive about it, to be honest. Pro League went pretty well, but still need to find that consistency.
And like luckily there's like events this year. The way it's set up is it's just back to back to back to back, just constant events that you don't really get out of the tournament mode. So it's probably going to be hard for us to fall out of like, I guess, the mentality we have right now. Because it's pretty easy to do that if there's a month between events. Say we were to like win Atlanta and there was a month break, then I think that we would get much worse in between that break.
Seth gets mad. He's like, why don't we try versus bad teams? And you know, it's like after looking at some of the stats last night, like it might be me, man, because like I feel like I'm trying, but
You're not really there.
I just
You're not that same
don't
level.
play as good versus like the newbie teams. I don't think I ever have.
But I feel like if we were at like a tournament environment where like every match was
yeah.
do or die, then it would be different. But here at the CWL, it's like, yeah, we can lose a match and it's not really gonna hurt us that much as long as we turn it around in our other ones. So we like have this weird mindset where we'll just go into a match and go like 75%. And these other teams are like playing not to get relegated, like trying to stay in, and we're just like, we're already clinched. Let's just chill. And I think
I really want to see the stat because like we saw a stat versus playoff teams. I want to see the stat versus non-playoff teams because I'm probably so far down, like not even on the fucking board.
Yeah, we usually play good against like the teams that are the top 4 teams, like TK, Rise, and Red Reserve. We usually play pretty well against them. But then when we play like an Era, for instance, or like Mind Freak, even when they were 100-point clubbing, it's like we just fall off in terms of intensity. And
they were
like,
fucking horking on us.
Yeah, they fuck you.
Oh god, the apartments at Pro League, interesting at times. Crim's quite loud when he plays 8s. He's just yelling into the late of the night, so it's tough to me to get some sleep. But the overall vibe was really good. Obviously, me and Seth going to work out. We're all hitting the gym together. We're all eating together. We're all talking through VODs and things like that together. So it was a lot of fun to be in that environment for an extended period of time. Obviously, the guys did well. They got the 2nd seed for playoffs in Pro League. So I feel like a situation like that is really what the team needed to be. You're forced to stay there for 2 weeks together, and all there's really to do is play COD.
I mean, it's been fine.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have done it with any of the other 2.
Yeah, probably not. Ian would talk about cars and he'd be like, yo, come watch this YouTube video or something. And we kind of just chill and play games, sleep, wake up, come here, play Call of Duty,
Eat
go
pizza.
back, eat, fettuccine pizza. Oh my god.
Chicken Alfredo pizza is really good.
I was turned into a little chubster. I'm sure a lot of you guys could see that. It wasn't just the jacket. I was actually fat. And I've slimmed down quite a bit since then. I literally couldn't fit into my brisk pants that I wore yesterday.
Yeah,
for like weeks, and I finally fit into them, and I wore them out.
On like Friday, Seth came out of the shower just like, with a towel on?
Yeah.
And he was just like, I'm so fat.
I was like,
his belly was just hanging over his like the towel, and it was just, and he was literally like, you were like trying to show us how fat you were. It was weird.
But just imagine Ian just talking your ear off, just sitting next to you, looking at you.
Imagine like just sitting next to each other after that first, I don't even know what you call it, the Pro League challenge or whatever. Get waxed by Era, like super hard. You just be sitting there like, what the hell is going on? What are you doing? I don't know, we just chill.
You were the fattest on the team for maybe like 2 weeks.
But now I'm jacked. Now I'm jacked again.
It's back to me.
Now I'm jacked again, and I'm talking shit. Every chance I get, I talk shit. Because I got harassed for weeks.
Wait, you walked around with your belly out?
Yeah, that was a joke though. I got harassed. Like,
dog, I'm
bullied.
still having nightmares.
Still get harassed.
We don't feel like we're like the top dogs. We're not going into it thinking we're just gonna smash everyone. But we do have an understanding of the game now to a point where we're confident against any team, which is really key for us. We just have the right mindset about it. And I mean, last year's Atlanta was really good for us. Hopefully there's like some good karma. You know?
More hours is what the guys needed in terms of practice, so it was a good time. A lot of questions, obviously, about what my affiliation is with GGEA. People think I'm coaching all these different players and teams and sharing strats. That's not what's happening. Obviously, I'm coach for Optic. That's coming first. That's the main priority when I think of my job, right? What I'm trying to do with the academy, GGEA, is developing a curriculum. It's like a teaching curriculum, basically, of what the players should be focusing on, what their regiment should be in terms of a schedule for a boot camp. Like at this boot camp, for example, the last day we simulated like best of 3 matches with vetoes, things like that. Like I'm trying to help them develop a system that is proven and that works. There are some times where I'm doing VOD review with them, but it's not a situation that's like super fundamental and high level. I'm not sharing intimate strategies between all the different teams and players that wouldn't be right at all. So obviously, I try to draw the line that I'm the coach of Optic first. Everything else is coming after that.
What your boy Optic Jesus is doing for the Green Wall now. All right, so obviously since moving to Texas, Optic Gaming has been invested into a larger company. We are now the ecosystem around all these other companies. One of those companies, yet to be named, to be determined, is a player performance and development department. I am part of that group. Currently, the most important thing that has been, I guess, assigned to me is the nutrition of our GGA Academy. So we have multiple teams over there. Call of Duty, we just had a boot camp. I'm on top of the nutrition. We have the Overwatch League contenders. I'm also over their nutrition. I'm basically over taking care of everyone's nutrition. Anyone in the academy, our pro teams, our teams out in our franchise teams out in LA, so that's the Houston Outlaws and Optic LOL. A lot of interesting stuff, a lot of things that I'm trying to make sure that I don't say, because there's a lot of things that I can't say yet, so trying to keep it very simple. So nutrition is the biggest part that I'm dealing with right now. At the same time, I'm getting all these certs so I could be qualified just like all these other dudes that I'm working with, and then from there more things will happen. Just got my CPR AED license. The next thing is nutrition license, and then my CPT, certified personal training license. I'm at the point where I have to continue learning even more things to do after my career. I've been doing really well, but now I just want to continue expanding, and so this is a great opportunity for me. I've already learned so much, and everyone that I've been dealing with player-wise with the food and the healthy stuff, healthy options we've been providing, I've all been happy.
Does anyone need bandages? We're good.
Oh my god.
Yo, on top. Yeah, they're on top.
You're right. He fell.
One just fell, yep.
I saw him. He fell.
Yep, another one to my right as well.
As far as content goes, I think that we need to fine tune a couple of things, internally. And for the good thing about all this is that we have people that are willing to work hard to make sure that something goes up. That something, though, has to be specific. That something has to be within the Optic language for it to, to communicate with you guys, for it to really touch the way that all of our previous, series have. So it's a work in progress, just like everything else here.
Currently, it looks like the plan is to set a 7-day content schedule. We have No Scope Media basically orchestrating the whole thing. They are coming up with ideas for us to do. They are coming up with the schedule. They give us Gmail, or I think they call Google Hangout invitations, and then we just basically accept these. We check our own schedule. We come into the office. The Optic Plays room is in here. Our studio to record is also in here, all the way in the back, and basically just trying to get to that 7-day model. So basically what is going on right now, we are trying to find the perfect mesh, how to become basically whole, really. No Scope is still learning a lot about our culture, which is important because you guys want to see the stuff that you want to see, and we want to provide the things you want to see. So going forward, there are plans to pick up some new talent. As we keep it consistent, we look to make sure that 7-day model is as good as we can get it to, and then from there, you guys get everything you've always asked for.
Shooting bushes.
Hey, do you see him?
No, just shooting bushes. Bush?
Dude, I swear he's got it. Oh, I see him.
On there.
Wait, he was by the tree south.
He's by where?
By the tree south.
Oh,
he's by the tree. He's out the open market. He's one shot.
Let's go! Let's go, baby!
You love to see it, boys. An easy win. And many more to come.
Jack!